Hi, in today's session, we are going to talk about remaining object-oriented principles, that is abstraction and the polymorphism. Let's open the Notion doc, and here we can see objects, classes and objects, object-oriented principles. We have seen encapsulation, we have seen inheritance, right? So, do we have completed? Yeah, we have completed the super also. Okay. Now abstraction. What do you mean by abstraction? Abstraction is one of the four fundamentals of object-oriented principles. It involves simplifying complex systems by modeling classes based on the essential properties and behaviors they share. It involves simplifying the complex systems by modeling the classes based on the essential properties and behaviors they share, while ignoring or abstracting away unnecessary details. The goal of the abstraction is to provide the clear and concise representation of the real world entities in a program by making code more manageable and understandable. Remember that whatever we are doing under the object oriented principles, we are doing it for maintainability and the actual management of the code, maintainability and proper management of the code, right? So this is app01.js we are having here. Now what? Now let me create a class shape, and into that there would be only one, there would be constructor, we can say, or there would be only one method, calculate area. And see, inside the method we are not writing any implementation, we are keeping that empty, because remember that presently we don't know what do you mean by shape. Hello? Presently we don't know what do you mean by shape. Am I audible? Presently, when I say shape, you cannot imagine what exactly I am saying. Yes or no? Hello? When I say shape, or in another examples, when I say yesterday I saw an animal, means what do you imagine? But can you imagine animal exactly? No, right? In a same fashion, you cannot imagine the shape. When I say shape, you ask me one question, which shape you are talking about? Correct? When I say shape, which shape you are talking about? That's why if you don't know the shape, you cannot calculate the area. You don't know the shape, you cannot calculate the area, and that's why we are keeping it empty. Are you getting that? Hello? Are you getting that? Yes, or not?
Yes.
All other members, please respond.
Yes.
So you are getting my point, right? So presently we don't know the for which, if you want to calculate the area, in the beginning you need to know the shape, and if you don't know the shape you cannot calculate the area. Okay, let's have now class circle is the shape, correct, and class rectangle is the shape. Hello? Okay. Now remember that these are shape, they can extends to the shape, and they can extend to the shape. Extends to what? Shape. Circle extends to the shape. And then we can override the method calculate area here, and to the rectangle also we can override the method calculate area. Remember that. What do you mean by polymorphism or abstraction and polymorphism? I'm going to use same example. If you see here, this class would be considered as an abstract class. This class can be considered as an abstract class. It has nothing. See now, abstraction. The goal of the abstraction is to provide clear and concise representation of the real world entities in the program. Abstraction, identifying the essential features. Abstraction requires identifying the essential features of an object or a system while omitting the irrelevant details. This involves focusing on what is important for the current context and the problem domain. Creating the abstract classes that we have created. So this class is incomplete. This class is what? Incomplete. This class is incomplete because we exactly don't know how to calculate the area. The calculation of the area, for that we need to know more about the shape, like circle, like a rectangle. And that's why this behavior is representing the incompleteness, and that's why this whole class becomes incomplete. And incomplete classes are represented by the abstract classes, right? While, well, this keyword is available in other programming languages, but JavaScript doesn't give you this keyword directly like this, right? But the class with having empty method, this method is called as abstract method. Abstract means abstract in the sense incomplete, but the children will make them complete. Okay, now you can say circle, we can say radius, and in a constructor here we can say radius, this dot hash radius is equals to this radius, and calculate area, return. What is the formula for shape of, what is the formula for area of the circle? Pi r square. What do you mean by pi? 3.14 into r radius, this dot radius, into this dot radius. Correct? Hello? What is the area of a rectangle? Can you tell me area of rectangle?
Width into length.
Correct. We need to have width, length, constructor. Here I can say W and L. This dot width is equals to W. This dot hash is equals to L. Correct? So what's the area? Return this dot width into this dot length. Right? A simple example of the abstraction. Abstract classes. Hiding the implementation details. Abstraction involves hiding the internal implementation details of a class from the outside world. Users of a class should interact with it through a well-defined interface. See now, if you want to calculate area, you will not directly deal with these things. Encapsulation is there. We will create the capsule and you just need to call the calculate area. Okay, here you can say const rect is equals to new rectangle and rect dot calculate area. Here const circ is equals to new circle and then dot calculate area. Correct? You have calculated area. Rest of the things are hidden from you. How internally calculation is happening and all other things are hidden from you. All those details we have kept hidden. Correct? Hello? Now, polymorphism. Hiding the let's complete this. Abstraction involves hiding the internal implementation details of a class from the outside world. Users of the class should interact with it through a well-defined interface using the methods and the properties that represent the essential functionality without exposing unnecessary complexity. Promoting the modularity by abstracting away the unnecessary details, code becomes more modular and easier to manage. For Abstraction allows for the creation of the self-contained and the reusable components, facilitating a modular and the maintainable code base. Enhancing flexibility. Abstraction enhances the flexibility of the system by allowing changes to be made. See, if you make any change inside this, that will not impact the caller where you are calling, right? That's what that line is. Now polymorphism. Now if you see over here, rectangle is the shape, circle is the shape because of this extends. This is the shape class shape, circle extends shape, rectangle extends shape. So here, if you look at these three things, you can call it as circle is a shape, rectangle is a shape, right? Means what? Means what? I can write a function calculate or shaper, and here I can say sh. Okay, now and here I can simply call sh dot calculate area. To the shaper, either you can pass this rect object, or to this shaper you can call this circle object. You can pass anything who is extending to the shape, so that you will calculate area in this way. If you see rect and circle, you can call anything over here. If you see, look at the function, this shape, the expected object is of this type shape, right? Now here you can write if type of sh type of what? When you say JavaScript, do you remember type of or not? Hello? Type of operator we have seen. If type of sh. Now, instead of type of, just a minute, that will give you the type. So we need to check if this sh is holding object of shape. What we need to check, if sh is holding the object of sh is holding object of this shape. Now here you can write if sh instance of, the way we have used the type of, the way we have used what? Type of, that will check the data type. Type of will check what? Data type. In the same fashion, instance of will check this object is an instance of which class. Now let's run this code. Otherwise, else, here we can say, or simply we will do like this. Instead of writing else block, here we can say if sh is not the instance of, not, then we can give some error. Then we can give error over here. Console.log error. So node cd day 55 node app01.js. What is that? This. Where is the error? This dot radius is equals to Okay. So here you need to give empty call to the constructor. That is the problem. Parent constructor has to be called. Yeah. See, now there is no error, which means that now here I can pass shaper and new date object I will pass. So these two are the shape objects. See what you have checked over here. You have checked if sh is instance of the shape. Remember that? Here you created object of rectangle. Here you created object of circle. Okay. And here you are checking if it is an instance of the shape. If it is, and you just have made not. Now see for the date what happens. Yeah. And here simply say return. Return means what? Do not execute this line. Why? Because if it is not the instance of the shape, you will not have calculate area method. Yes or no? Now see error. Over here, for the date object, here you are getting error. Rest of the two things are working correctly. Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Other members?
Yes.
This is clear, right? Shape of. Sorry, instance of. We have talked about instance of. Okay. This is the polymorphism. Can you see? One object is taking different forms. So here shape is becoming circle, shape is becoming rectangle. Shape is circle, shape is rectangle. It is taking different forms. That is the polymorphism. So polymorphism is one of the four fundamental principles of object oriented programming. It allows the object of the different types to be treated as a common base type. See, object of different type to be treated as objects of common base types. This concept enables code to be more flexible and extensible. Code to be more flexible and extensible. It allows a single interface to be used for different types of objects. It allows a single interface to be used for different types of objects. In JavaScript, polymorphism is achieved through dynamic and loosely typed nature of the language. There are two types of the polymorphism in JavaScript: compile time binding and runtime binding. Compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Compile time is not supported by JavaScript because programming language itself is dynamic in nature. JavaScript is a dynamically typed language, meaning that the types of the variables are determined at the runtime. Types of the variables are determined at the runtime. As a result of compile time polymorphism where method or a functions to be called is determined at compile time is not explicitly present in a JavaScript, but runtime binding is available. Runtime polymorphism, JavaScript primarily exhibits runtime polymorphism where method or a function to be called is determined at the runtime. This is achieved through the feature like overriding. See this, any shape area. See here. Can you see this function we have used? And to this function we are passing object of shapes. And this is the runtime polymorphism. Calls are decided at the runtime. Calls are decided at what? Runtime. Hello? Calls are decided at the runtime. Any question? So this is all about object oriented principles. So let me push this much code. Inheritance here. JavaScript object principles. Now let me come back to our syllabus. JavaScript. So few predetermined classes we are going to see. This only two are there. Well, there are a lot of other things are there, but well, I have pushed the code. But let me go to the syllabus. So we have completed the objects. Okay, only two topics are remaining now: error handling and asynchronous programming. For error handling we need one session. For asynchronous programming we need one session. So our JavaScript is needing only 3 sessions. We have covered a lot of things in a JavaScript so far, right? Almost everything, whatever is required, that we have covered in the JS. 30 to 35 sessions or 40 sessions for the JS. So only two important topics are remaining: error handling, it will take one session, 1 hour. Asynchronous programming, it might take 1 or 2 sessions, max 2 sessions. And then we would be starting with a DOM manipulation. We would be starting with something called as what? DOM manipulation. So by this week, I'm expecting to start the DOM. DOM will require 5 to 7 lectures. And then we are good to start with the React. DOM will require max 10 sessions. 5, you can consider 7 to 10 sessions at max. Okay, and then we will start with the, but before moving ahead to the DOM, you need to complete one project, the project that we already have completed. But now after working with the DOM, you will have a fully working project, navigations and other things we will cover over here. So what I mean to say, we are just remaining with the 2 sessions or 3 sessions for the JavaScript. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's call it for a day. We'll meet tomorrow with the error handling. And about these objects, a few predefined objects, I will use it for the string. We already have covered a lot of things, right? Just a date, we will work on this part. Okay, date and math class, we will work on this. Fine, then let's call it for a day. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.